Hold on, meeting. Oh yeah, got it.
That's how you know we started.
Yeah, nailed it. Okay.
Yeah. We're all good. Half of us are in a different spot, and then we've got cousin Greg on the pod today. So
Yeah.
Very special episode.
yeah,
I feel like he's a perfect guest because what's the Phillies record since the beginning of June? Like, holy crap!
Yeah, didn't I text you guys in our thread about that the other day?
Yeah.
Outside of the Dodgers and the Braves, the Phillies have the third best record since June 1st.
Yeah.
Rob Thompson, right?
Yeah.
So he must have figured out like all the bad things Girardi was doing and like does the opposite or something. Like
all the good teams in baseball this year just have the Yankee aura just oozing out of them. Like the Phillies and the Mets, like they're all former Yankees and they're just taking all the wins away.
From what like people were saying about Rob Thompson, he was like just like that guy that everyone wished like had the opportunity to be a manager. Like he's had, he's the kind of guy that people want to play for. Obviously, it's showing now. They did lose today to the Marlins, snap the streak, and Schwarber went out with a calf sprain, questionable for the series against the Mets. So they have two big series coming up over the next 10 days against the Mets. That'll be a big one, but they've definitely battled their way back into the wild card.
I just saw this today. The Dodgers are 32-5 in their last 37 games. The Nationals have 39 wins or 37 wins. 37 wins all year.
That's
so
awesome.
Fucking depressing.
And Joey Gallo is hitting at an 800 OPS for the Dodgers.
Of course he is.
Your boy Joey's got some hot takes about Yankee fans and just being more relaxed. And you just gotta like when next time you're feeling good, Matt, just open up your phone, listen to the Joey Gallo interviews with the Dodgers about how happy he is and how much New York sucks and the fans are hard on him and all that stuff. You'll have a great time.
I mean that's okay. Sometimes you're good under pressure, and sometimes your last name is Gray or Gallo.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's funny. I actually agree with Michael K on this. Like a day or two or something like after the deadline, K went on like a big rant about it because one of these Gallo interviews had come out where Gallo was being all like, woe is me, New York is so tough, the fans are so tough, blah, 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 blah. And K was like, listen, like, don't pull that shit when you literally just had like the worst stretch of like a full season in like Yankees history of like, like if you look at 500 plate appearance stretch of time in Yankee history, you're not going to find much worse than what Joey Gallo just did between 21 and 22. And it's like, I get it. Like if they were yelling shit at him in the street, like that's kind of messed up. I get that. But like anything else, like, dude, you were fucking horrible. Like,
yeah, he's good for Joey. That's in my buddies from college. So in the text thread that we're in, there's a couple of Yankee fans, Atlanta Braves fan, Dodgers fan. So like there's been, and obviously myself with the Phillies. So there's been some funny banter back and forth, especially after the Gallo. That was the whole big shtick from the Yankee fans to my buddy who's a Dodgers fan. But now you have Gallo, but oh well.
What was the you sent me a text the other day? They before they had won, they were like 0-5 since the All-Star break. I think they won 7 or
Dodgers were 6-0 since they traded since they got Gallo, and it was the night that the Yankees ended up winning, but they were 0-5 at that point. Yeah. I wore a special hat for you guys tonight. I don't know if you can see it.
Gross. Why do you have that?
So growing up, I was a huge, and so Ken Griffey Jr. has always been like him and Lenny Dykstra were my two favorite players growing up.
Dykstra.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Lenny Dykstra was like it for me when he came to the Phillies. Like I loved everything about him. I got to meet him when I was working for the Phillies.
Oh, that's really cool.
The only thing I could really come up with the words to say to him was "You're Lenny Dykstra." He was pretty cool about it. So,
boys, cousin Greg was at the fiasco that was Pete Rose.
Oh my God, you were there.
Yeah, it was just classic Pete Rose. I mean, the whole bit was surfacing before the day, like that he had, made reference to the when the reporter had asked him the question, and he said that was 50 years ago, babe. Like that had happened before he was on the field. So I was like, oh, here it is. Like, Pete's getting into the good graces, and then he's showing back up being regular Pete. But that place, though, I took a video of it. That place, when they were announcing the 1980s team, they were doing the starting lineup. So everyone knew, like second batter was going to be him. Everyone just got their cell phones out and they were all ready. The place went nuts. So it was definitely, pro Pete, everywhere in that stadium.
What was the point of, isn't it a 42-year anniversary? Like, who celebrates the 42-year?
Well, they didn't do the alumni weekends the last 2 years with COVID.
Oh, so that's what it was.
So this was the 40 anniversry of the 1980 World Series. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering, like, what's 42? Like,
yeah. It was alumni weekend. They usually have they bring in all the teams. So they made reference to guys who were on the 93 team when they brought out guys that were on the 2008 team. Like they would say, they just brought out a whole bunch of guys, but then they would say, and here's, members of the 2008, World Series winning team. And they came on the field, and then they went through all of the 80 guys. They did the relievers. Then they did the starting pitchers, and they did the reserves, and then they announced the starting lineup. And it was all done by Don Baker, who was honored that. So that was Sunday. So he was honored on Friday night for being with the Phillies for 50 years. 1972 is when he started.
Wow. Nice. Yeah. I don't know. That Pete Rose thing is a little crazy to me.
Yeah, things will never change. He's down there. You weren't even alive back then.
No.
I mean, I was on the side of, like, I mean, there's a time and a place, I guess, to ask the question, but oh well.
Yep. All right. Well, what are we drinking, boys? I see we all got beers, so let's talk.
Let's start with Cousin Greg, because he's got a special one tonight.
Yeah,
from our friends at Hysteria Brewing.
Yeah, so shout out to my buddy Jeff Lopes, Hysteria Brewing. This is their newest one. This says that it's edition 6 of it, but it's called Gotta Haze 'Em All. Obviously, for you Pokemon players, Gaetano was like all over this. He was like, "Can you take a picture of that and send it to me?" And I was like, "I'm not sending a picture of alcoholic beverage for you to be sending around to your friends." So no. But it's an American IPA, and it is actually delicious. It has notes of tropical fruit, citrus, dank, and candied fruit. It's got a rating of 3 stars on the F Yeah. I don't know. You guys drank that's the one guy that works there. That's his like big pickup line. The F Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks to Jeff and them. I drink it out of a wine glass. I like to get the aroma. I like to, there it is. So that's number 1 for tonight. I asked Colin if I was allowed to have 2 in case it got there. So I do have another special one for number 2 if I get there.
Oh yeah.
I gave him the behind the scenes on how things normally work every episode.
Yeah. Well, I said, I don't know if I normally see them drinking 2. I said, I don't know if that's appropriate. Like last time I kind of like, I didn't go for the second one, but this time I was like, I don't have any school. Last time I had school the next day. So yeah,
I've been known to go for 2 or 3, so don't worry.
Yeah. This is excellent. This is, by the way, this is 7.5%. It says, so that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So before you got on, we were talking with Ethan, because Ethan visited probably the second or third most famous brewery in the world today.
Yeah,
awesome.
Beer Heaven, Treehouse Brewing. the Charlton location, which is only 45 minutes from my parents' house in Connecticut, which is where I am this week. I've been house sitting and dog sitting and cat sitting and garden sitting. And
Nice.
so I went and I picked up a massive haul for Matt and myself. So I'm having one tonight. And the one I'm having tonight is called Shore King. And it is a rendition of their King Julius, which is one of their most famous. Their King Julius is just like a classic like hazy IPA, but Treehouse their hazy IPAs are like the best, right? I mean, we're talking top tier, right? Like nobody's better, right? But this one is King Julius, but featuring a blend of passion fruit and guava puree.
Ooh.
And I was just curious. I was like, you know what? Like normally too much fruit, it bothers me, but I was like, Treehouse, it's fucking Treehouse. Like it's probably good. So I wanted to try it. And Matt, there's one for you. This one was just a 2-pack, but it's good. It's good. I mean, it's Treehouse, but it's maybe a little too fruity for me, but it is very tasty and it's nice for like, a hot summer night and stuff like that for sure. So.
Yeah, so for the uninitiated, we've talked about them before. It's like Disney World for beer fanatics, but it's
fucking insane. Yeah,
they have just like a fanatical attention to detail and quality. So they are one that just anything you get from them is going to be delicious. Like then even if you don't like it, it's going to be true to style. So you may not like it, but it's going to be what that style should taste like. They're phenomenal.
Yeah. So very exciting.
Colin, what do you got?
I've got, so I'm pretty much an exclusive IPA drinker, at least on the pod and kind of in general, but I was doing some grocery shopping and came across, wait, how do I do it again?
In front of you, yeah.
Pumpkin Ale, first one of the season.
Wow, in August.
Voodoo Brewing, one of the notable breweries down here in Charlotte. 6.4, so it's hitting pretty good, but I was like, it's obviously awfully hot down here at this point, but like I'm in my air conditioning, the pumpkin looks good, it's gonna drive my wife crazy because she wants it, but she's pregnant, so like, all right, let's do it, it's good.
Well, the beer I just finished is from a place in Miami called J. Wakefield Brewing. Oh, look at the puppy. Look at the pod dog.
The pod pup. This is Tess, who has no concept of personal space. Anyway, sorry to interrupt, Matt. Continue. So
it's called Buried in Oak. It's a Baltic Porter style lager. So essentially like a dark lager or a Baltic Porter. J. Wakefield's another very, among beer nerd circles, is very, very well known down in Miami for their, pretty much everything they brew, their stouts, their double IPAs, and their sours. But really good place. A little air pretension down there for a while, but really good place. They're on my list to visit. I just was happy that they, for some reason, a couple cans were for sale up in Pennsylvania, so I jumped on it. So it was so good, I finished it in half an hour.
Well done.
So I've got an adult beer lined up next, just in case.
Nice.
Which I drank last week.
for those keeping track.
Yes.
I wonder if someone would go back and track all of the different beers that we've talked about.
Oh, there's probably a Reddit page somewhere for
that. The Two Guys Finish Love beer log.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Someone it'll be right next to the be right next to the Ethan rants. And then right next to, I don't know, there's got to be something else that we do all the time, but
podcast appearances, I don't know.
Yeah.
Joey Gallo mentions.
Yeah.
Well,
thankfully, saying real nice.
Colin. I like that.
Good one. Did cousin Greg? Did you find any old paraphernalia of Jabroni Bros?
I was just I'm on the computer here trying to pull up the menu, but I did find this is our old. I don't know. Can you see it there?
Yeah.
This is
Jabroni Brothers.
The Jabroni Brothers. This was our business card, and then on the back of it, we had a picture. So that's me wearing the chef's jacket, and then that's the other jabroni, my buddy Billy. He and I are the ones that came up with the concept. That was actually at our old house in Southside. We were the first time we ever made pizza was for Gaetano's. It had to be Gaetano's first birthday party, maybe. So it would have been like January of 2013. And that was the night before his party. We made all the pizza at the house, and then we brought it the next day. But it was just a concept that he and I came up with. We were kicking around like getting a food truck. Like we were gonna do something. We wanted to do something, and we came up with the Jabroni Brothers, and we were a traveling pizza business, and we went to places, including New York, to school people in how to make pizza and also how to play beer pong with stupid rules that I still don't understand. But
the Randy Johnson.
but yeah, we had a blast for about 1.5 to 2 years. We did it, but then my kids started getting a little bit older, started involved with sports. Billy, the other jabroni, who's actually in my phone still as the Jabroni Broski. That's what's in my phone is his name. But his wife is a dance instructor, so she's big into dance. He now has 3 kids, but at the time he had 2 daughters that were, getting into dance. So, just weekends got too busy for us to be able to go and do anything. But we've been, talking about getting the band back together and doing a little reunion tour here maybe. So we'll see what the future lies for the Jabroni Brothers.
Well, since we got a professional on, I wouldn't call it a rant, but I just had like a conniption the other day, and I want to ask you your opinion because
I'm a pizza aficionado. It says so right on I have a business card that says it, so.
Well, I'd like to hear your opinion then on hot honey, because I don't get it, and I don't know why everyone's deciding to add it to their pizzas now. It's like, to me, like, oh, this pizza could use some hot sauce. Let's add a bunch of sugar. Like, I don't like the flavor combination. I don't like that. Everyone decides they need to put it on their pizza, and it's like the worst of both. It's not very hot. It's not very sweet. It just tastes to me kind of like a mess on the pizza. But
well,
that's me.
That's like Hawaiian pizza, like with the pineapples and ham on it. Pineapples, they're awesome. Pineapples on pizza, forget about it. Like that should not happen. I mean, I haven't heard of this honey craze, but I don't know. I mean, to each their own. I guess I'd have to try it.
So look up hot honey. It's like spicy pepper infused honey.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing it like a lot of people. If you're a new pizza place, you have to put they have hot honey pepperoni pizzas, and it's like, no, just put some hot sauce on there or some peppers or something.
To me, if I were going to use that, to me it would be on like on a white pizza, like with just no sauce, like just cheese only. Like to me that's the combination that would work well with a hot honey. I can't really see putting like on a red sauce like that. But I've heard weirder things in my day. So
do you have a weirdest that you've heard?
I mean, I'm not talking about pizza here, but when when I worked for the Phillies, I worked with a couple of South Philly Italian like old ladies, and they had always talked about they called it peanut butter chicken, but they would put chicken and peanut butter in their spaghetti sauce, like in their red sauce.
Oh my God.
They put peanut butter. And I was like, I don't know. And the one lady, Ruth, God bless her, she swore by it. She was like, no. I mean, not in these words, but don't knock it till you try it. And she was like, peanut butter chicken in the spaghetti sauce, it works. And to this day, I've always said, she gave me a recipe. I still have the recipe. To this day, I've never made it. And that was, I haven't worked for the Phillies in 18 years. So it's almost 20 plus years that I've had that recipe, and I still won't venture my way to try it.
I think Ruth is playing a long game to punk you. That's really what it is. Like,
That would be an amazing prank.
like you're gonna flip the recipe card
No,
over
no,
and just be like, gotcha.
She gave me an original like recipe from like 1940 or something. I felt like, I don't know. There was three women, Mary Ann, Angela, and Ruth, and they took me right in. Like, they loved me, and they were always giving me recipes like here and there. So I don't know. I trust Ruth, and Ruth is a lady that she says she can live every day on 2 items. So we talked about, I know I've talked about like, what's the one food that, if you can eat for the rest of your lifetime. For her, it was Philly pretzels and pizza. Ironically, she said like that was her thing. She can eat pretzels and pizza every single day. I don't think Ruth would steer me wrong.
I mean, I like her taste. I have to say that.
Yeah. I want to speak really quickly in defense of hot honey.
Okay.
So first of all, now I have not tried that many hot honey pizzas, but just as a concept, I want to defend it first of all, because spicy and sweet is an amazing combination, just in general. Like when spicy and sweet is done well, it's the fucking bomb. It's awesome. Think of like when you can get like some of those like spicy like Mexican chocolate like ice creams and shit like that. That's just one example that popped into my mind. But just like spicy and sweet in general, I love. Now the one that I had that I loved for sure, I wish I could remember the name. In Libertyville, Illinois, it's like one of the suburbs of Chicago. There's like a famous pizza joint. I can't remember the name of it. This was several years ago now, so they must have been maybe on the earlier side of the trend. I don't know. But they had like a hot honey pepperoni pizza, and it was fucking awesome. Like it was really, really delicious. So I would say, Matt, that maybe you have had mediocre versions of it, or maybe you're just not into spicy sweet, which is fine. But I would just say that I would say that I think it's absolutely worthwhile, and when it's done well, it can be like really, really good.
Now, this isn't like a Chicago thing, is it? Because that's also where I had.
I don't think it is. Maybe it started there, but I was not aware of that.
So I had it at the Ike and Oak Brewing Company in Woodridge, Illinois, which is north of Bolingbrook.
Okay.
And I just it ruined the pizza. I mean, banana peppers delicious, pepperoni delicious, hot honey. Get the fuck off my pizza.
So I had it at Trophy Brewing, Matt, in Raleigh.
Trophy makes Trophy's pizza fucks. So
it was so good. I just asked Kayla what it was because I can't remember, and her and I were the ones that had it, but it was so good. Like, just I didn't think I could like pizza that wasn't just like Arcaro's pizza or Maroni's pizza as much as that pizza.
Okay, well, I guess we got to try Trophy then. We got to get to Raleigh because the last time I was at Trophy is when they were in their shoebox.
Yeah, right.
Tiny little brewery, and like they give you your pizza, and it's like bigger than your table.
Yeah.
And delicious. Now that was 2012 though, sir. So
still delicious,
back in the day.
Much bigger.
But okay.
Every year, our soccer team brings up this guy from Lancaster, PA, to train our team for a week. So he comes in, he runs like a camp for 4 days, and he was here 2 weeks ago doing a camp, and he had heard me talking about Maroni's pizza, and of course, I mean, again, it is what it is. So there's, to me, Maroni's sausage pizza, like if I'm dying on a sword for pizzas, like that's it. Like Maroni's sausage. I know Uncle John is obviously, he's a huge fan of that as well. So I was hyping it up, and coach came back this week to a different high school in our area that he's good friends with their head coach also. And he just sent me a picture, a couple hours ago, ironically on Pizza Talk night. He was at Maroni's Pizza, so he went there tonight to get Maroni's Pizza. Now, I haven't heard anything back from him yet. I told him 2 weeks ago when he was here, you have to get the sausage, and if you're daring enough, the hot sausage is actually really good. but I want to hear it and see what he says. Now in Lancaster, PA, I don't know what type of pizza he's getting out there. I can't imagine it's too good though. So I'm sure, but to me, it's all like preference of what you like. To me, pizza, there's not really a bad slice for me. But there is a lot of people that, that like the sweet sauce versus a traditional sauce, that like different type of cheese on it there versus another type of cheese. Some people like square pizza, which really is rectangle. Some people like round pizza, which is really triangle. And it is what it is. But for me, it's all about the dough. Like I'm a big carb guy. As you probably, you can't see, but you can see I'm a big carb guy. So for me, it's all about the dough. Like if the dough is done right, like I'm the guy that when you get a square tray, I'm taking like 3 of the end pieces and you'll fight me for them. And then if it's a round tray, I'm always looking for like that crust that's like the puffiest, if you will, of it, because I'm big on the crust.
You guys and your trays of pizza.
Trays.
Maybe we should call this like a recurring segment, like Pizza Talk with a Jabroni brother, because I'm liking this a lot. Like, are
you guys pies? Like, is that what you guys reference it as?
Yeah,
pie or a sheet.
So if you go, our Facebook page is still active. If you look up Jabroni Brothers on Facebook, you can find it. And that's where I was actually. I'm here. I'm about to try to log in here. But our motto is, it says right on here, right underneath Jabroni Brothers, it says 2 guys who like pies. So we tried to get something that would rhyme, obviously. So we did go with the pie angle, although we don't call them pies much up here in Northeastern PA. But on our menu, we do reference, pizza pies and stuff like that, because mostly everything we made was a round tray of pizza, and I just called it a tray.
Round tray.
But it was a round pizza is what we made.
What was the most popular pizza when you guys were doing it?
Buffalo chicken, without a doubt. Yeah, everyone loved the buffalo chicken, and that's what we list on there. We called it the feature because it was our most popular. Now we had strombolis that we called jabrolis.
Oh yeah.
So that was, but we would take our regular pizza sauce, and we would mix our hot wing sauce in with the pizza, and then of course we did our chicken and we marinated it into the hot wing sauce, and then when we take it out, we drizzle it with some blue cheese on there, not enough to give it some of that flavoring and to take away some of that kick, and then but not nothing that overpowered it. But that was definitely the feature was the buffalo chicken. That was number 1.
That you have my mouth watering. That's one of my favorite styles, but also one that I find a lot of people don't do well.
Yeah.
So that sounds delicious. I'll also give a shout out while we're talking chicken pizzas. Donato's Pizza did a Nashville hot chicken pizza with like jalapenos and pickles on there and chunks of that was well done. Sorry.
The chicken wing pizza from Liverpool Pizzeria, when you would get the slice, Ethan, that was
fucking delicious.
Yeah. You know what would be,
I gotta go
be great if I got to try one of those slices, but your friend, and I'm blanking on his name.
Glenn, right?
Glenn bought the last 2 right in front of me, and I never got to try it to this day.
Matt tells this story all the time.
There was 2. There was 2 slices, and it was the first time you guys took me there, and Glenn bought them both.
That's how you know they're good. I'm actually surprised he did that. I mean, I don't remember what his taste was. I never, hung out with him enough. But that's pretty funny. I mean, I liked to do 1 chicken wing and usually like 1 garlic, because they had an amazing garlic slice too. Yeah. But
they weren't making any. Was it like the last tray of pizza they were making for the night, or you just didn't want to wait, or?
I don't think we wanted to wait.
Yeah.
Because it was mid-afternoon. It was like 3:00 or something.
Okay.
Now I will say that Now that Greg's back, if I had to pick a favorite pizzeria, you guys ever find yourself in Ohio, in either Cleveland, Columbus, or Cincinnati, or Kansas City? They're also in Kansas City. Dewey's Pizza. Like if I had to choose one, Dewey's is excellent. They make a seasonal called the Tito Santana, which is like a phenomenal freaking taco pizza, which I wouldn't have been a fan normally of, but holy cow, is it good.
What was the name of it again?
Dewey's Pizza.
Dewey's. I have a buddy that lives out. Well, he's originally from Liverpool, which is
East Liverpool, Ohio.
Yeah. Or no, sorry. Lakewood.
Oh shit! Yeah, they've got a location in Lakewood.
Yeah, right outside of Cleveland. And I'll have
Dewey's has a location in Lakewood. He'll know them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know where he lives. I know he's still in Ohio, in and around the Cleveland area. I'll have to ask him, but I'll definitely tell him and see what he says too.
Yeah,
he's a guy that likes his food and pizza. So if you get what I'm saying, he'll give me an honest opinion of it.
I mean, you can do half and half of anything, even if it's half red and half white, they'll do it for you. And they've got some really good pizzas there, man. I'm missing it right now.
Before we talk about Greg's second beer, I just have a quick observation. Either on last week's pod or like 2 pods ago, I can't remember. We talked about hot dogs, and I got a random text from brother Jeremy a few days ago, and he was like, "I can't believe you guys talked about hot dogs on the podcast for like 20 minutes." And I was like, "Wait, did we? I don't remember this." And now we literally just talked about pizza for at least 20 minutes. So
we're not done on the pizza, are we?
we were still talking about pizza.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say, I hope I still got more. I'm actually I'm trying to get into the Facebook page right now if I can, but no. Right. Oh, I'm in. I nailed it. How about that?
Before you do that, Aunt Kayla came through. It is it's called the Most Loyal at Trophy. It's a basil pesto, mozzarella, Roma tomato, roasted chicken, and honey. That's the pizza.
Honey or hot honey?
It says honey. I don't remember if it was hot or not, but either way, it's honey.
I mean, Trophy's pizzas, like I said, Trophy's pizzas are amazing. I'll tell you, Greg, if you find yourself in North Carolina, go to Trophy. They do a very good job.
It's by far the best.
I've had pizza for 2 of my meals today, and I'm getting hungry again.
Last night was Dollar Dog Night. We were at the Rail Riders game. Your AAA affiliate for the Yankees. They won. It was the first time we went to a Rail Riders game this year that they actually won. And the dude that I was texting you about, Colin, last time I was there, he's about 6'8". He's like the size of Judge. He's a first baseman, Ronald Guzman. He hit a tank opposite field in the bottom of the 8th inning, 2-run bomb that gave them the lead, and they ended up winning 3-2. But it was Dollar Dog Night last night. The kid that was selling me the hot dogs, I got 2 of them. He was like, "These are the best hot dogs you are ever gonna have." And I was like, "But
they're $1."
Yeah, trust me. It's okay. I get it.
I know what I'm getting.
Yeah, I know what I'm getting into. I've eaten Scrapple before. I lived in Philadelphia.
So.
But they're ballpark dogs, so they just taste so much better.
Oh my gosh, it tasted phenomenal. And I had the girl at the stand was like, what do you want to drink? And I said, I don't know. This thing says Hobo on it. It looks good. Lord Hobo. I said, give me that thing. And it was tasty. It was really, really good.
Remember what it was called? Was it Juice Lord? Was it Angelica? Was it
Juice Lord?
Juice Lord, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It went down smooth. It went down quick. And I said, that's it. I'm only having one. I was topping myself off.
That's good though. That's like a 7% beer. You did well.
Yeah. It was really, really tasty. That I'm drinking. I'm big into sours too. So I found this. I told Colin. I texted him. I said I didn't know if my buddy from Pizzeria, he had sent out the beer for me on Monday. So I didn't know if it would be here today. And we were doing a whole bunch of things. We were running around this morning, soccer practice and going and doing other things. So I went and I stopped at the distributor to pick up a 4-pack so I can have something while I was here, because I literally have one beer in the whole entire house. Well, now I don't, but I did. So I picked this up. I was looking, of course, for a milkshake IPA. That's what I was looking for. But I saw this and I was like, I have to get it because it's a strawberry French toast, it says.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a fruited and spiced sour ale. It's only 5.5%. But you were talking about the guava puree before. This is made with strawberry puree, dark maple syrup, which I actually just got a hint of it. I don't know, maybe because I said it. Cinnamon, nutmeg, and ground vanilla bean. There's definitely a lot of flavors going on in it, and I'm getting them all, which is
that's Duclaw, right? That's Duclaw
that
Brewing.
Yeah, they're out of Baltimore.
Baltimore, yeah. So they're known for Sweet Baby Jesus, their peanut butter porter. And then they've got a couple series. They've got the Sour Me This series and the Pastryarchy series, which are pastry stouts. So if you guys are in the Baltimore area, visit one of the brew pubs. Good stuff. They've kind of gone through some ups and downs in their business, but Sweet Baby Jesus is good. And then after my favorite story with Duclaw is a Cleveland area grocery store chain pulled them from the shelves because someone complained that it was making fun of Jesus in the name. And the Duclaw guys responded like, no, that's just a saying we have, like, Sweet Baby Jesus is delicious. Like, but okay, we'll play with that. So they released a follow-up beer to Sweet Baby Jesus called For Pete's Sake. And it was a even stronger version of Sweet Baby Jesus. So they have a sense of humor too.
I don't know if we talked about this last time I was on, but my buddy from Pizzeria Brewing, they were on national. They went national on news because when they made a special brew after Lamar Jackson had won MVP for the Ravens, they were sued by, I don't know if it was the NFL or whomever, but they actually have a copy of the letter, and I'm pretty sure they have it. Framed and up in the brewery, but they were sued for like copyright. Like it looked too much like Lamar Jackson, because they had a picture of him on the front of the can, so they had to like change the logo. Like Lamar Jackson has like a visor on his helmet, so they had to take the visor off the helmet. The name of it was MVP was the name of it. But they were sued. They made, national coverage, which was pretty cool for them. Of course, to get your name out there any way you can to get your name out is good. So.
Yeah, it's funny how breweries will find themselves in those situations. I mean, everyone's trying to come up with a catchy name or something like that garners attention and will catch people's attention on the shelves, because everything's a battle for shelf name, for shelf space now. My favorite that's like that, Voodoo Brewing, which I'm wearing their hat right now. Voodoo Brewing is based in Meadville, Pennsylvania, in Western PA. They're Pitt fans, so they had a brew called H2P for Hail to Pitt, and they got a letter from Pittsburgh saying that it was copyrighted by the University of Pittsburgh, and they couldn't use it anymore. They had to change the name. So feeling cheeky, they came. They renamed that beer non-trademark infringement alma mater IPA. Which I think is phenomenal, and is a nice fuck you to the university, saying like, like it's just called H2P. If you've got a damn trademark on that, they're still going to release the beer. They were just trying to support Pitt because they're Pitt fans, but yeah, I do like me some non-trademark infringement alma mater IPA. It's very good.
Well, Matt, have you learned that since living in Pennsylvania that Pitt sucks and you should never support them?
I mean, I've learned that everyone in this state is are crazy suckers for college football, and meh.
Although the 1 year Kentucky was good and beat Penn State in the bowl game, Matt would not shut up about Kentucky winning that game. I
just thought it was funny that you guys lost to Kentucky. I mean, come on.
Kick a little tush and it's back on the bus, Kentucky.
Okay, now I will say this: people in Kentucky are even worse than you guys in Pennsylvania. So,
about basketball.
About college sports, there was such bandwagon football players or football fans, like.
Yeah, well, that was the first time they were good in what, ever.
Yeah,
they beat South Carolina every year though. Like that's one of our Achilles heel. We can never beat Kentucky, no matter how good we are. And Kentucky stinks. We never can beat them ever.
I will continue to send you texts, Colin, whenever I'm in Penn State, whenever I'm in Happy Valley, about how Happy Valley isn't all that happy, but I will always send that to you.
Wait.
Voodoo.
I got a good quick segment idea since we were talking about college football. The four of us are going to pick the win totals for Penn State and for Syracuse. And Greg and I are going to pick Syracuse, and Ethan and Matt are going to pick Penn State. And then who's ever closest at the end of the year, at the end of the season, gets their beer of choice. Somehow they got to get it, like from this group. We'll send the beer. We'll do whatever.
I mean, I'm all for a beer
to
bet.
that.
I'm all for a beer bet. Unfortunately, Greg, I won't be sending you any milkshake IPAs from Tired Hands, but we'll figure something else out. So
yeah, no, for sure.
Is Penn State supposed to be good this year? I don't know anything about college football.
They're not ranked in the preseason coaches poll. I'll give you that. But they have what is Clifford, a 7th year senior at this point?
But they have an even better quarterback behind them. So
yeah,
I'll say nine wins.
9 wins. Okay.
Wait,
are we going like official count right now? Like I was gonna look at the schedule.
Yeah, I need some time.
There's a reason. I thought we were just doing it off the seat of our pants.
No. This is good. This is good. Matt and Greg will be in their own categories, and Ethan and I are just gonna go on instinct.
Okay. Yep.
So Ethan's got 9 wins for Penn State. I'm gonna go with 5 wins for Syracuse.
Oh, that's too
higher
generous
than I expected. Yeah, I was gonna.
I expected you to say 3.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, I figured they're gonna get. They gotta have some gimmies on the non-conference. Even Syracuse.
Nobody's a gimme anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, wasn't Liberty a gimme? Like, come on.
That was the worst ending to a football game. That was even worse than the 4th and 5, and I was there for that live at Penn State. Like,
I think did you just call us a guinea? Was that an Italian joke?
No. I misspoke. I meant to say gimme.
I thought it was an Italian joke.
No. I wouldn't wade into that.
We like to keep it PC on this podcast.
That's
stupid bitch.
All right, let's see. You got to look it up right now. Let's see. Syracuse.
I was just looking up I got the menu pulled up of the Jabroni Brothers, the pizza pies, and I was looking at our prices. You could tell this is pre-pandemic. For a buffalo chicken pizza, only $12.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, like now that's like 30.
Yeah, Jesus.
The price of chicken. Here's Matt. I want to get your take on this because I feel like you're really instrumental in understanding great food. So this was my favorite pizza that we made was the Tony Soprano, and we would carry around a picture of the Sopranos obviously with Tony and James Gandolfini in the forefront. And we would often put our picture of Tony up, and we would usually, put a shot glass out of homemade wine. So my buddy that I was jabroni with, he made homemade wine, and he and I used to bring homemade wine to our gigs, and that's what we would partake in while we were making the pizzas.
I love it.
We would also bring, at that time, I had an iPod, so we would play Italian music, and I can get into a little bit. I'm sure, Ethan, I don't know if you remember, we played an Italian song called A Compare, and that was kind of like our finish, where we would hand out lyric sheets and everybody would sing along with us, because that's like the song of our family on the Arcuri side, the A Compare, Ci va sonare, and we have a little mini, they call it a friscolette, but it's just like a little mini, like you would get in elementary school, just like a little mini, a little mini
kazoo
recorder.
Yeah, a recorder.
Like yeah.
It was the recorder though. So we broke the recorder off though, so it was only about like this big, and we would play, and that's what the Italian friscolette is. But it goes through all these different instruments. Like Ethan, I would think you would love it. Like it's talking about all in Italian, the trombones and the saxophonas and all that stuff. But
that's when the neighbor came across the hall and started yelling at us, right? When we were singing.
Probably.
Oh.
Most likely. But I'll have to send it to you. I'll have to send you the song and everything. I know Ethan will greatly appreciate it with
Definitely.
The musical background. But the Tony Soprano was it was a stuffed crust pizza. And it was
stuffed crust.
It was a stuffed crust because, obviously being Italian, being in the mob, they had to be underground and sometimes had to be, hidden away. But here's the kicker. The stuffed crust, normally when you get like a stuffed crust, it's a cheese. And that crust would be, if you were talking about a round pie of pizza, that cheese would be in like, the part of the crust that you're holding. So for us, what we would do is we would do a thin layer of crust, and Tony Soprano's choice of food was gabagool, which is, hot Italian capicola ham. So we would get slices of gabagool and we would put that down and we would layer that on the crust. And then we would put another thin layer of crust on top of that. And then we would do our sauce, we do our cheese, and we called it the Tony Soprano. When you bit into that, you got that hidden layer of the gabagool. Now that was my favorite pizza. One, because I love Tony Soprano. I never referred to him as James Gandolfini, and God rest his soul. I can't see him ever playing a different role. But I love Tony Soprano, and I love gabagool myself. So for me, that was always my favorite pizza that we made. It wasn't a huge hit with others. But for me, the gabagool hidden inside, it was the play on the mob reference and everything. And obviously, if you were a big Soprano fan, you knew, gabagool was big with Tony. He always used to just take it out of the refrigerator. Karma always used to yell at him. You'd just be eating it out of the package, throw it back in the refrigerator, and that would be it. But that was my favorite pizza that we would make.
You got to tell me if you ever do get the band back together, because I want to figure out a way to get the Jabroni brothers down to southeastern Pennsylvania.
Matt will personally fund your reunion tour.
I will.
Yeah.
If it's after October 1st, I'll bring you to my plant, and I can have the company fund that. Then
Nice.
we get Ethan up here. Ethan can enjoy some pizza with us too.
Yeah.
Try that buffalo chicken. Do you make a vegan pizza?
We can. Listen,
Vegan wasn't a thing back in 2013.
No, and I'm trying to be politically correct here on the menu. So we have on our menu, it says, the last thing we have on here says, note, if there's a pizza / jabroni that you don't see and would like, just ask. Our menu is endless. So yes, if that's what you want, that's what you got.
Well, I mean, I've got a sister-in-law and a girlfriend who are both vegan.
Yeah,
and
listen, we appeal to all.
I'll tell you, I've been dabbling in vegan pizzas, and they are much better than I thought they would be. I still have stuff to learn, but there's a lot out there for vegan cheeses. One specifically is this. It sounds weird. I'm going to tell you, it sounds weird. Hang with me. It's pourable mozzarella for pizza. Like, it literally comes in a bottle, and you pour like a quarter cup out, and then you just pour it on top of your pizza. Like, you just swirl it, and after the baking, it becomes like a cheese texture, and it's actually pretty damn good.
Don't knock it till you try it, right?
It's weird because you see it and you go like, what the fuck is this? Like, what like sludge from like waste from an industrial process is this that it's going to turn into cheese? Like, but holy crap, is it good? So there's a shout out 20th Street Pizza in Philadelphia. Is an only vegan pizzeria, and they've got like 10 or 15 different styles. We tried their scalloped potato pizza. We tried their grandma pizza. We tried their regular pepper. All of them were very good. Surprisingly, very, very good. And again, it's one of those things like, I would have never tried it just off the street, but I was very impressed. So anyway.
Now, I'm very glad that this exists. I think that's wonderful. That's really great for the aforementioned girlfriend and sister-in-law. But all I can think of is Ron Swanson when he tries vegan bacon at the fancy grocery store, and he takes the sample and he tosses it directly in the trash, and then he's like, "Another, please." And then the guy hands him another piece of the vegan bacon, and he goes directly in the trash. And he's like, "I just want to make sure that no one else has to eat this." So that's all that makes me think of. But no, I'm glad it exists.
They were talking today after I picked up Luciano from soccer this morning. We were listening to Canty and Carlin on ESPN Radio, and they had some guests on, and they were talking about BLTs, and they're like, "How do you feel about turkey bacon on your BLT?" And they're like, "Listen, there's she's like, when I was growing up, my family would be like, hey, we're gonna eat healthy tonight. We're gonna have BLTs. There is nothing healthy about BLTs. You want the bacon, not the turkey bacon. You want the real stuff." Oh, yeah. For me, I've always said, unless it's pizza, to me, if there's no meat involved, it's not a meal. Like that's just how I always have felt. But again, to each their own. I am not going to alienate anyone. Whatever you want, we can produce.
Yep, even human flesh. They'll do the cannibal pie for you.
Yeah, listen. Now you're getting into that Republican stuff. Watch yourself.
That's the pilot episode of Bob's Burgers, right?
Wait, is that right? I don't remember. I watched the pilot so long ago now.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
Stuff. How's your predictions coming along, boys?
Colin,
I'm not looking anything up. I'm still looking up Jabroni.
No, dude, they want to make their predictions in like 2 months.
Yeah, Colin.
When the season's half over.
Yeah.
Syracuse is going to beat Wagner. They're going to beat Boston College, maybe, and they're going to beat UConn, and that's it.
Wow, you're hating on the juice.
They're going to lose to everyone else.
Juice.
Wait, is this inside information? Because I'm making the Syracuse prediction. You're making the Penn State prediction.
Yeah, but I looked up Syracuse. I mean, it's going to be bad.
Who's the coach? Is it still that Babbers guy or no?
Yep. Babers.
Oh, I did that last time. I said Babbers. Yeah. Do you know what it is?
I have
in
a
my
prediction
mind?
by the weekend.
It's Dino versus Dino. That's the thing that I think I mess up. Which is it?
Dino.
And for some reason I thought that was where the question was, but that Babbers I was confident about. Okay. Yeah. Dino Babers?
Yep.
That's an all-time name, regardless of whether it's Babers or Babbers. That's fantastic. I think I said this last time too, but I just haven't thought of him since the last time we talked about him on the podcast, like 6 months ago or whatever it was. Dino Babers. That's a great fucking name. I mean, that's great. Anyways.
Colin, I'll give you 8 wins. Penn State, 8 wins.
8 wins. All right. Who do you think they're going to lose to?
Ohio State, Michigan, Auburn, and let's throw a wild card in there. Maybe like Maryland or Michigan State surprises them.
They're never going to lose to Maryland, but maybe Michigan State.
Michigan State will definitely beat them. Michigan State always beats Penn State. They have their number.
They do. And, they're like the kryptonite.
Colin loves Michigan State.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just looked at the schedule. Yeah, 2. Put me down for 2.
That's more realistic.
2 wins for SU.
Yeah, I just looked
Wagner
at
and
the schedule.
UConn.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, you're looking at Louisville, Purdue, Wagner, Clemson, Pitt, Wake, UConn, Virginia, NC State, Notre Dame, Florida State, and Boston College. That's a tough schedule.
Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife makes fun of me all the time when I add the R's on it. And sometimes
I like it.
It only comes out sometimes.
Yeah.
Bacher, pizza. Sometimes.
Well, guys, I have to say, what's really impressive about this episode?
We talked about pizza for 45 minutes.
So we didn't talk about the Yankees, which I've been waiting for this to happen, which is good. We talked about Gallo.
Yeah.
We talked about the Phillies. We didn't talk the Yankees.
Might be like the first episode ever.
Excellent.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Do you want me to give you a fun Yankee thing real quick?
Oh, sorry, I'm not the picture. Yeah.
Real quick. All right, so 3 people on this call at least know who Cousin Alex is. And every single time, so he's a huge Cubs fan. Huge
Yeah.
Cubs fan. And he's just like still butthurt that like they sold all the players off and everything. And Rizzo is on the Yankees, and every time Rizzo hits a homer, does something good, I text him. I have like this long Rizzo, or I text him like a Rizzo gif or something like that. He's gotten to the point where he gets so mad that he just said, lose this number. The one time.
Well, the Phillies just got Robertson back.
Yeah.
Who when the Phillies acquired him from the Yankees, obviously the Phillies were like, hey, this is our bullpen guy, like finally. And I think he pitched a total of 6 games for the Phillies in 2 years. The second year of the contract, he never pitched a single game. He was injured. And then obviously he went to be a Cubby. And the thing with him is he said, like, I just want to prove to the Philadelphia fans, like, this is who I am. Like, you didn't really see, the pitcher that I was when I came here from the Yankees and all that stuff. And he's, one of the stars, if you will, of the Cubbies, who was let go at deadline or traded at deadline.
Yeah. Yeah. David Robertson, always that Tigers fight. When he ran out from the bullpen, he did the high leg, the high knee in the outfield. One of the greatest videos of all time.
Classic.
Before we start closing out, Greg, tell us about beer number 2.
This is 3.
Oh, this is 3. Oh, you didn't tell us about special beer number 2.
Yeah, we talked about the strawberry French toast.
Oh, that was the number 2. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
so what's number 3?
2. Yeah, no, number 3. I went back to Gotta Haze Them All.
Get back to Gotta Haze Them All. Sorry, the French toast one was number 2. Duh. Okay.
Yeah. You can't get them all if you don't get them all. So I'm going back to get them all. Yeah. No. And here's before whatever, but I've been texting Colin about the Unwritten podcast with Ron Darling and Jimmy Rollins. Of course, obviously, I'm a huge Phillies fan, so I love J-Roll in any capacity. But the two of them together are really, really good. And there are some episodes, if you want like really, really good stuff just to like laugh and to listen to, Sean Casey, when he's on, is gold. Sean Casey is gold with them. I love Sean Casey on MLB The Network. Like I love listening to him just talk hitting, but I also love listening to him. He's gold on it. The other day they had Pujols on about hazing rookies. Pujols was phenomenal. That was another great episode. And there was another one, and I can't think of who it was. I'd have to look it up to see. But there was another one that was incredible to listen. Now, the first one had Larry Bowa on it. And it was talking about, I think it was talking about hitting batters. So that was a good one with Boa. Again, Philly connection. But I'll have to look up what the other one was. But there's a couple good ones. Some of them are okay, but for sure the one with Boa, with Sean Casey, with Pujols. The other one was Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield's was phenomenal. Yeah. Those four for sure. Okay. If you're listening for something to listen to, just 45 good minutes. Those guys were golden on there. They were really, really good.
Yeah, Sheffield was talking about the fights. He was talking about the one fight when he was with the Tigers and he was on first base, and he just like broke down the whole thing, like why he went after the pitcher and what he was waiting for and everything. Like it was
waiting for him to say something to me. And he goes, if he said something, I was going. Yeah. He said he walked down to first base. He didn't say anything, but when he got to first base, he said something and it was on. It's good. It was good.
Yeah.
Dude, he had 509 homers. I always forget that. He had fucking 500 homers.
Yeah. He was around.
Long time.
Probably more than 15 years, probably.
He played 95 games when he was 20, and he played his first full-ish season when he was 21, and he didn't, his last season he was 40. So, I mean, 1989 to 2009, basically.
Oh, wow.
So, real longevity. And he wasn't... I'm looking right now. Other than 2006 with the Yankees, he was not hurt very much. He played, he played a lot of real full seasons. 1991 too. But yeah, 509 homers. I always forget that. Crazy.
There's he tells a real good story about Jimmy Rollins when Rollins was a rookie, and in a fight broke out where Rollins and Sheffield were on opposite sides of, they were on different teams. And Sheffield tells a story, about Jimmy Rollins and I don't want to give the whole story away. You got to listen to it because they tell it way better, but it's definitely a pretty good take. It was for me, those 4 episodes, Boa, Casey, Sheffield, Pujols, I would listen to those. They're really, really good.
Okay.
Great.
Good stuff. All right, boys. What do we want to end on? Who wants shout outs? Who wants to do something special?
Nothing for me.
Well, that I knew.
Okay.
I give a shout out again to my boy Jeff Lopes, Pizzeria Brewing down in Columbia, Maryland. This was my first taste. I know you guys, Ethan and Matt, I know you guys have had at least one beer from Pizzeria. So shout out to him. Shout out to my boy Billy, who's my jabroni broski. We're gonna have to get the band back together because I have a feeling we got to get Matt involved in this.
I came up with an idea that's great. A shout out to Hot Honey that's my shout out. That's my shout out for today. Yeah, definitely.
I won't get on you because you bought all that beer today. So.
I earned it. I earned a little bit of bullshit. Yeah.
Earned a little bit. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Nice.